Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we are looking at Wolverine number 22, another classic issue from John Byrne's short-lived run on Wolverine. I think he did about 5 or 6 issues, probably 6. Anyway, this is in the middle of it, 18, 19, or was it 17? 17, 18, 19. Anyway, so he's fighting Spore. This cover is amazing. Byrne inked the covers. I loved it. It was more in a sketchy style, which I feel John Byrne's natural style is a little more sketchy than you would think. It's because he's usually inked by polished inkers like, Terry Austin or Jerry Ordway, Carl Kessel, people like that. But when Byrne inks himself, I always find it a little sketchier, and I welcome Byrne's inks anytime. Love this little corner box art here. Great logo. I feel like Kevin Nolan probably designed that because he was designing a lot of logos at the time, but I can't say 100%. This would have been a direct market copy. Oh, I think Wolverine, this one might have not been newsstand. I think Wolverine might have been direct market only. But I love this art. It's so cool. It looks like he's fighting scrambled eggs, which John Byrne already did in Alpha Flight, so I don't think he'd repeat himself. Unless the scrambled eggs followed Wolverine. Scrambled eggs, terrible problem in Canada, apparently. This art is so good. Like, I hated it at the time because it just looked ugly to me. Because John Byrne's art should look pretty and polished, like inked by Terry Austin or whomever. And this just looks so gross. I was just like, even though I love like how Klaus Janson on his own art or like on Frank Miller, like it somehow ruined it for me. But now I have a new appreciation for it. Especially, I mean, Byrne would have been doing breakdowns, so it's very loose sketch. And Klaus Janson is coming in and adding his stuff. And I have to say, Archie Goodwin writer, John Byrne breakdown artist, Klaus Janson finishing artist, Jim Novak letterer, Glynis Oliver colorist, Bob Harris editor, and Tom DeFalco editor-in-chief. I instantly had like this flash of Frank Miller, like Daredevil run. I'm sure because of the nun and everything, but also because of the finish, like the hatching and the thick lines like this that Klaus Janson brings to the table. And I do love it. I do love it because I am a fan of Klaus Janson's art. And anytime the protagonist is tied naked and being tortured in a chair, it's a good day in a comic book, don't you feel? I mean, what was Casino Royale? I mean, I think that happened there too. I highly doubt they were ripping off this Wolverine comic book. I don't know. This is so like Fidel Castro and stuff and all this nonsense crap. It's like, how bizarre is this like a Wolverine comic book? I don't know. Kind of crazy direction for Wolverine. More John Byrne getting out of drawing by using heavy silhouettes. But I love it. It looks fantastic. I mean, Klaus Janson is the man here, so obviously. But, even as loose as the breakdowns probably were, I mean, clearly that's a Byrne profile, that's Byrne hands on the face like that. He would definitely position the hands like that. Those are Byrne bloomers. He loves these frickin' pants. You see them all the time in a Byrne. I don't know. They just don't, I feel like they look cool in like a movie or like in some sort of like retro fashion that isn't comic books because they never look well drawn, in my opinion. Even by Byrne. Sorry. Finding Byrne's weaknesses eventually because he has very few. But I don't know. I mean, as far, maybe nobody could make those bloomers look good. But I feel like Dave Stevens did it a little better with the Rocketeer as compared to Byrne's Rocketeer. I don't know. How do you feel about Byrne's bloomers, y'all? Please comment. Good zipatone there. I mean, there is kind of a fun element to this that has sort of like, I don't know, is it like an A-team mission kind of deal or something? Gladiator. Now we got Wolverine, I don't know, rocking his Jesus loincloth. And here comes the nun. I mean, crazy, right? But loving this art. I love the hair on his legs, just like Klaus Janson just going in and doing it. Putting a lot of texture on the page. Great spotting the blacks. Like, love this, like, impact highlight. Love that the nun is kept, like, very white, except for, like, a little bit of texture. I mean, that looks like a Byrne body for sure, and a Byrne pose. So, yeah, it's, you know, especially as a longtime Byrne fan, it's easy to see the underlying sort of foundation and structure. Dale Keown's Hulk is the best, for sure. Fight me. Why would we fight? How can we be lovers if we can't be friends? Byrne does know how to spin a yarn, huh? I don't think this storyline necessarily. I feel like, you know, Wolverine was always more my brother's favorite character, but of course I collected this because I was an X-Men, you know, maniac, and I had to get all of the books, and I did enjoy it, but I don't know that this was necessarily my favorite run story-wise. Of course, I'm there for the Byrne art, even if it is just breakdowns, but I kind of don't remember what the hell was going on. Oh, and here comes the Spore that I forgot all about. See, that's a good comic book, though. By the time you get to the action part, or the climax, I guess, you know, and if they've spoiled it on the cover and you've already forgotten about it, I just love that. That reminds me of reading comics as a kid, because that would happen all the time. You're like, I don't know, you know, like you're so gagged by the cover, and then you read the comic book, you're like, oh my god, you have to find out what happens, and then suddenly, oh yeah, oh my god. Like, that's a cool page. I love that. I kind of would love to own one of these pages, but what wouldn't I want to own of original John Byrne art? Anyway, another fun issue from John Byrne's Wolverine run, Wolverine number 22. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that like button, share my content, and I'll bring you more later.